Welcome to your Venus and Leo snapshot transit report. This is the Peace Dealer. And yes, definitely looking forward to doing this. This is actually interesting. The reading I did before featured someone with their sun also in the 7th house in Leo. But her rising was like in the beginning of Aqua and yours is at the end of Cap. So it is somewhat still, similar, obviously in different years, but maybe just 2 years apart. But yeah, shout out to Goat Squad. Our Saturns are blossoming. My Saturn is 24 Cap, so 1990, we have to wait till like the rest of this year, coming into next year. But my friend 89, you've made it. You've made it. You're experiencing 88 and 89. You're experiencing what we are getting ready to experience, and that's the blossoming of our Saturn return. This quality of Saturn return, especially with yours in a 12, Jesus Christ, bro. This is it, bro. Like, you're getting ready to blossom the experience in the 3rd house of divine abilities. The power returned. 8 degrees Aqua, the knowledge of it manifested from 8 degrees to 8 Pisces, and now 8 Pisces to 8 Aries. It's blossoming, the experience. You've made it. You've made it. This blossoming experience is going to transform 210 degrees your awareness, which is directly connected to your Saturn. So, interesting, yard. And, of course, with Pluto, that has been transiting the 1st and is retrograding back to your rising, this is the final point of awakening before you really begin this 20-year chapter that's going to really awaken the celestial quality that you're destined to with the note. Okay, so whereas Venus is transiting your 7th house and it's in between your moon and sun, and it's going to be polishing this point of performance that as solar king, the director, universal rising and personality as, solar king or solar royalty, or the spirit and soul of, the solar royalty. This is just going to clean up that 7th house placement as to integrate, taking the activation and integration relative to how you've activated supernatural energy with Venus at the beginning of Pluto, integrated it with Venus conjunct Jupiter at the end of your, Taurus in the 5th. And now you're taking, relative to earlier this year, what you've activated. Sorry for the noise in the background. Relative to, of course, the personality and the first 6 houses, you're now getting ready to harvest this past the 7th house. Harvest to completion past the MC, which will transform more of your legacy, and then we do it again. You go through the next Pluto-Venus 20-year awakening cycle. The quality of these awakening Venus cycles that were in Capricorn the past decade, but now will be in Aquarius, will now, which is interesting because the last decade, all these things being in Capricorn were awakening death cycles or cycles of death of your own subconscious, which of course all this alien Capricorn energy we were born with exists there. So it was very karmic. And this is what enabled you to really release unconscious habits and conditioning that, you're not a child anymore. So you were able to unlearn. I think you were able to catch on to it at a very young age. So now the theme of this over the next decade or 20 years, 2 decades, is now awakening you, the value of your 1st house. All right. And that's what makes every August, late July, August, now the expression and harvest of this knowledge of self towards how you perform it to others and how you deal with them and draw boundaries. Because since you're a late Cap rising, all of this will experience as a 7th house Leo, but the themes will relate towards 8th house of investments and dealing with others. Hence the transformation of your performance style, which once again is linked to our destiny. 8990, we do have North Node Aquarius. It's just, we have it at the end. You guys have it we have it at the beginning. You guys have it at the end, which was the beginning of the transit. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You, like Bia and Soldier Boy, I can't believe I said Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy, Bia, y'all are the vice captains of our destiny group. All right. The Weekend would be an example of the captain Anyone born 89 or 90 with sun in Aquarius in the North Node is the captain, and then with the sun in the South Node is the vice captain. You two are the most important people in our destiny group because you light the way towards what we're meant to do. The stuff that we see you do directly or indirectly inspires us towards, oh, okay, this is what we're meant to be doing. Okay, I'm on the right track or not, even if it clashes in a way. All right. So all power, like that's fire. All right. And you're getting ready to polish this like you do every year. But next year, Jupiter will return for us in Cancer. And while it's doing that, it is expanding the creativity, the thoughts around the creativity of your lifestyle. You're leveling up your life more so next year, but we want to blend houses because, like myself, as a 27-degree Taurus rising, you're 25 degrees director, personality, the director god, right? And for all intents and purposes, you do have lordship because Saturn is still in the first, so the ruler of your first falls in the 12th, but it's connected to the first. You're a gangster, is what I'm saying. You're like a supernatural gangster. And like to say supernatural gangster is cool, but like, what does that really mean? Well, welcome to Pluto Aquarius, because now you're awakening the knowledge of not only what that means to you, but how to perform that. And that's what's going to really color the next 20 years for you with Pluto going through the rising. Now you're coming through supernatural cycles that are taking the application of these unconscious beliefs you release. And now you're awakening the supernatural or celestial or knowledge of yourself at intensifying depths every year. So this is the first year to mark off the next 20 years of this in 248 years, which we weren't born, or unless we reincarnated or something. But this is having you intensify how this Leo season and the Venus transit is going to be a lot sharper. There's a lot more awakening knowledge of self going into your interpersonal relationships with others. And the square that Uranus is making Mercury and Mars and subsequently Venus, actually, I think Mercury is here right now too, returning for you, is intensifying the quality of this innovation of your home space and the creativity around your comfort zone and how you transform this creativity in your dealings with others, maintaining the unconventionality, but not being too eccentric that I'm not going to say scares other people, but that can still be understood, while this will intensify the transformation of your legacy, because that Pluto square will also now lightly begin to square Pluto in Aquarius, which is going to be very intense for us. And for you, as one of, the royals here, this is going to really add more pressure on the stage of how you interpersonally inspire other people. Okay. The North Node in Aries falling in the third, but ruled by the fourth, is unlocking your attitude around these unlocked and shifting comfort zones so that it will take this raw attitude that you've activated in March and April and now integrate its application you're harvesting towards other people. All right. If in March, April, you started to unlock, okay, this is the authentic ideas, the raw ideas I'm willing to really work with. Now you're expressing them to people. Venus is polishing exactly how beautifully and inspirational and exciting that this will really be, especially as Venus goes over your sun and, begins to polish your awareness in preparation to return in Virgo. All right. We do want to also look at, the blossoming nature of your Saturn. Saturn is blossoming our abilities here. We're coming into the experience of what God power we return in Capricorn. And that's why I'm speaking on this, because we are like the upper 1 percentile of a quality of a Saturn return like this. The Saturn Aqua and Pisces, they had also amazing returns too. Saturn Sag, also a great honorable mention. Saturn, its dignity with Neptune and Uranus, is the mark of a brand new supernatural cycle once in a lifetime. So this is the first time we're like blossoming this experience. This is what makes for the late bloomership. This is the first time we're actually experiencing, and I know you feel it because I feel it subtly, and I know you feel it too. This is going to add a lot more control and authority over how you now develop imagination abilities, divine abilities, through your imagination to harness this power. So allow this to continue to blossom. It'll start integrating like next year when it's 8 degrees Aries. If not next year, like the year after, because I know it's going to retrograde back in Pisces. So yeah, This opens up the stage with Jupiter expanding your creativity and heart for romance. So it's a great period to put yourself out there, single or in a relationship. This will polish your interpersonal relationships and dynamics with other people. And, Venus will attract those who are attracted, who are inspired by the beauty you're putting out there. And a lot of what you establish will now turn philosophical as you get ready to take the attitude you unlocked, and then in Libra, really teach it relative to how you integrated it through Cancer and felt how you should live it. Your expression of this here will eventually turn into what you're showing others you've developed since April. So yeah, I would say the ways with which you will have a lot more fun in your dynamics personally with others will reflect a lot of growth since the previous 6 months, but also give you a sneak peek of what to expect more intensely over the next 20 years, because Pluto will increasingly start these cycles with Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun every year at heightening degrees of Aquarius, which just adds the pressure with which you're awakening the knowledge of self that you perform to other people on stage. And now, themes of you being, oh, you think you're better than other people. Oh, you think you're just, why do you think you know it all? And I think while it was going through the 12th house in Capricorn, there were still unseen hidden aspects of yourself that you didn't fully make peace with, accept. I think there are aspects of your power that were hard for you to accept. And this might have had you give other people the benefit of the doubt. Now in Aquarius, you're going to be like, well, maybe I am. Well, maybe I do know. You understand? It's you meeting the pressure in a way that doesn't allow you to back down. You have the Mars in Leo, 7 of Wands, never fucking back down point, 28 degrees. You do not back down, my friend, especially when it comes to drawing boundaries. So this is going to really add to the cojones and like how much strength you stand in the face of intensity so that you can continue to awaken your royal majesty. All right. You're packing a lot of royal energy here, and you have the ability and knowledge of manifesting destiny. That's a key second house North nodal aspect, which requires you understand, of course, with you holding space towards others, what to, this 8th house is like a philanthropy or fundraising portal where you're able to gain people's trust so that they can invest in your knowledge. And this is going to prepare to during this Leo season to really add to these investments, even if what people are investing in you is their passion, their courage, right? You have the knowledge so that you can deal with others passionately. All right. And that's in a nutshell what to expect with this Venus transit. A very auspicious time to date, as this is the first social sign, or to really engage with others platonically even. But this is going to develop your heart before you return it in Virgo, and now perfect what quality of talent has been pushed forward here. You stay blessed as always. Definitely looking forward to your feedback. And until next time.